Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your May full moon reading. I'm inspired by the lunar eclipse of the 15th or 16th, depending on where you're at, of May, and it is preceded a few days by Jupiter moving into Aries, which is going to help fuel and invigorate the many changes that we have gleaned over the past several months, 6 months, in keeping with the energy of the lunar eclipse that allows us to review of the impact of the previous 6 months and can even carry us forward through that. So I have laid out the axes of the horoscope wheel. I'll start reading with the 10th house because it's the midheaven, the highest star in the sky, but I will clarify beginning from the first house and work around the wheel. So the first, if you enjoy this reading, if you find it useful, please like and subscribe to my channel. I thank all of you that do, and let's get started, Scorpio, with your overall energy strength card. The Strength card is a card that many of you have been receiving. I recognize this to be a similar message that I've given to you previously. This shows you're having overcome a great deal of odds and challenges, and that this experience of having to pull yourself through difficulties is part of the deep well of strength and resilience available to you. This also indicates to me that you have been in something of a drought period where you have not been receiving the fuel and sustenance from the outside world that you might like. However, you are encouraged and being fed through your own internal system of maturity, the ability to recognize needs where they exist, or to supply support when requested. So this is your activation of love at the deepest level that does not discriminate between the request for your support, but gives to all according to their need. The 10th house, you have the Four of Cups. In Scorpio, I sense you've been working really hard at purifying, detoxifying your emotional environment, your spiritual environment, in such a way that others see you as being quite competent and grounded in your capacity, your cultural and spiritual capacity for love, for giving, for balance, for enjoyment, for appreciation of the things that matter in the world. However, from your internalized perspective, you are becoming a little restless. You're becoming a little bored. The things you're asking for, you're getting what you need, but not necessarily though it doesn't look the way you thought it would look. You are asking and being given exactly what you need. However, you are perhaps somewhat affected or distracted by the difference in what you've asked for, what is fulfilling you, and what you had hoped for. The package. And this goes to your expectation that you perhaps are believing something outside of you can give you, fulfill you in a way that you can fulfill yourself. This is really about turning it again to your own resources for the satisfaction, for the fulfillment, for the completion that you're looking for. In the first house, we have the Three of Pentacles. And this shows you, Scorpio, collaborating with other people in a very productive way. This is you working with others with a lot of flexibility, with a lot of fluidity, so that you are able to alter your role, your strategies, your efforts based on the needs of the group, with a focus to elevating the service, the products, or the things that you are building together. In the fourth house, we have the Six of Swords, which shows you moving through your environment with a view to find greater peace, greater acceptance, and greater ease. This is you recognizing that all the components of your environment, this is you, your memory, your history, your past, even your home, where you are encountering those attitudes, energies, actions, perhaps truths that once served you and no longer are as fulfilling. As you harmonize those energies, you balance those energies, and move towards a resolution, you are accepting that the challenges you've been given are also the gifts that are helping you to move towards peace. In the seventh house, we have the Empress, and it is in your significant relationships, not only with individuals or important partners, but for you and your audience, you and your clients, you and your customers. I think you get the picture. This is you in relationship with those for whom you create your services or products. So this is an empowerment of your creative abilities, capacities, a kind of creative genius where in fact you recognize the embodiment of creativity and creative power to generate new ideas, to take whatever you have and to turn it into something that fully expresses who you are. I'm going to clarify with the first house, the Three of Pentacles, with the King of Wands in the second house, and the Temperance card in the third house. The creative energy is palpable from these cards. Your ability to collaborate still founds you as the leader in this creative collaboration, whatever it is you're building, working towards improving upon. You are the one who, as the leader, has the highest view of the service that you provide. Kings serve. So the Temperance card is also indicating that it is through your expression, through your ability to share ideas, share tools, communicate your ideas, facilitate discussions that are germane to this creation, that you are finding a deep balance, not only within the team you work with, but within yourself. This is you continuing the work of self-healing that you are deeply engaged in, that the planet is globally engaged in, and at a personal level, you are best able to express your love and desire to serve through your ability to facilitate conversations, communications, messages, and actual work that you are able to contribute, the dialogue around what it is you're creating, your process of creativity. The Six of Swords in the fourth house is clarified by the Fool card in the fifth house and the Tower in the sixth house. Yeah, you're really poised to begin an entirely new risky endeavor. And by risky, what I mean by that is not that you are not fully capable or empowered to choose and move on to a new path, to start something new, but you are uniquely capable of integrating unexpected, new, sometimes catastrophic information and events into your creative practice. You are integrating new information into your routines and habits that help you to become more productive and more efficient. Your health may be thrown off a bit by the strain of the communications and information that you're able to receive right now. Your ability to recognize the importance of that information and ways in which you can creatively integrate it into your practices and your environment. But you're also empowered by this process such that you are clear that you can begin a whole new level of creativity, effort, and productivity, moving into a new arena even. The seventh house Empress is clarified by the Lovers, the sixth, and in the eighth house, and in the 10th, ninth house, the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is showing up quite consistently, as is the King of Wands in many readings. However, the Empress card, this abundance of love, generosity, prosperity that you are personally experiencing and able to share within all of your partnerships, is really fueled by this realization and this capacity to choose what is best for you moving forward. The Lover's card is more about you than it is about your lovers. It is about you choosing your self-knowledge, connecting with your higher self, and building that self-knowledge that allows you to connect at an ever higher level with in relationship and in pursuit of those things that you desire. This is you knowing what is good for you. And this is usually coming after a long period of making not so good choices, perhaps. Maybe looking at the short end, picking the pleasurable road, taking the easy path. At this point, you are now able to look at any situation, any relationship, any connection, and understanding what is going to serve your highest good. The King of Pentacles really underscores that you know how to take those energies, make those choices that will deliver practical results. This is you knowing how to serve at the highest level. This is you serving your own cultural and spiritual expansion and realization through the various communities you work in. You connect with your vast network of alliances and affiliates. Your team is seeking to distribute itself wider and wider. You spreading your products, services, messages of love ever further. The Four of Cups in the 10th house is clarified by the Seven of Swords in the 11th house and the Ace of Wands in the 12th house. So indeed, this great evolution of empowerment that you're experiencing, this great healing that you've undertaken, and ways in which you are learning to be confident about your creative expression, is really helping you to recognize the ways in which you are now free to receive sometimes the misdirection, the miscommunication, the doubts, the insecurities that you are able to see in others now, because you are learning how to process and recognize the truths in those misguided efforts of others, those miscommunications, those even betrayals, outright thievery, taking credit from you where credit was due to you, those ways in which people sabotage your efforts. You're now recognizing that that could only happen when you allowed your own self-doubt and sense of inadequacy, your own insecurities, to allow yourself to be manipulated. As someone with a considerable ability to entice, persuade people to do things, Scorpios are known for this ability to be persuasive, to be compelling. The charisma of that is something you are now recognizing is a reflection of the inadequacies and insecurities of others. So those attempts no longer foil you, or you no longer internalize the betrayals or outright dishonesty that you've experienced in your lifetime, in your career, among your community of peers. The Ace of Wands is indicating that this process of growth, leadership, of creative expression, the blossoming this, the ability to manifest results is leading you to this new direction that the Fool empowers. The Fool is not foolish. The Fool is the opposite of foolish. You have learned from your experiences. You are empowered with your ability to make the right choices that will benefit you, to utilize the things you have to create the things you want. And those have all fueled and heightened the bravery and courage you now feel to expand on what you know, to move into new directions, new markets, new audiences, new enterprises with the knowledge you've gained. I'm going to clarify your reading, Scorpio, with Language of the Flowers and the Crystal Oracle, and ask if you've enjoyed this reading to please like and subscribe to my channel. And I have chosen, well, I'll let that go, the crocus. And the key word is breathe. It says calm, rest, stop, and just be. I'm going to leave it here, Scorpio. I thank you for your time, your attention, and until next time, namaste.